Hey everyone, and welcome. Have you ever felt like your Mac is this incredible, high-performance machine, but you're only driving it in first gear? Well, if that sounds familiar, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to show you how to unlock its full potential and really transform you from a standard user into a Mac power user. So, let's get started.
And yeah, this feeling? It's incredibly common. It doesn't matter if you just switched from Windows or if you've been using Macs for your whole life. It is so easy to just stick with the basics. But that little nagging feeling, that sense that there's got to be a smarter, faster way to do things, that's exactly where our journey begins.
We're going to treat this like a video game, okay? We're going to level up your skills step by step. First, we'll figure out what a power user even is. Then we'll move through 4 levels of mastery, from instant system upgrades and taming your workspace, all the way to essential apps, and finally, the ultimate tool for control, the terminal.
So, first things first. Being a power user isn't about having some fancy computer science degree or knowing how to code. Not at all. It's really about how you approach your computer. It's a mindset.
A power user is basically someone who refuses to just accept the default settings. They're curious. They want to know how their Mac works so they can make it work for them. They're all about optimizing every little action to save time and reduce friction. It's about taking back control to make yourself faster and more efficient.
And this mindset really boils down to a few key things, but the biggest one, being obsessed with efficiency. A power user totally gets that spending 10 minutes right now to automate a task is going to save them hours down the road. They see every little annoyance not as a roadblock, but as a challenge to find a better, faster way to get things done.
All right, ready for level 1? Let's start with some quick wins. These are super simple changes you can make in your system settings, like right now, that will have a huge impact on how you use your Mac. No downloads, no cost, just pure instant upgrades. First up, Hot Corners. This feature is ridiculously powerful. It lets you trigger actions just by flicking your mouse into a corner of the screen. A really popular setup is to use the top left corner to instantly lock your screen and the bottom right to immediately show your desktop. It seriously feels like magic, and you can turn it on right in your system settings under Desktop and Dock.
Okay, next is what so many Mac users call an absolute game changer: 3-finger drag. Instead of having to physically click and hold the trackpad to move a window or select some text, you just gently place 3 fingers on the trackpad and glide. It is so much smoother, it's faster, and it saves your finger from all that clicking. It's kind of buried in the accessibility settings, but trust me, it is worth the 30 seconds it takes to find and enable.
Okay, on to level 2. Your screen is valuable real estate, right? But it can get cluttered with windows and apps so fast. This level is all about taming that chaos and mastering your digital workspace using the tools Apple already built right into macOS.
Now you have 2 main tools for this, Mission Control and Stage Manager, and they do different things. Mission Control, you get to it by swiping up with 3 fingers, gives you this bird's eye view of everything that's open. It's perfect for finding that one window you lost. Stage Manager, on the other hand, is all about focus. It keeps your main app front and center and just neatly tucks your other apps to the side.
And of course, no power user can live without keyboard shortcuts. If you only learn 5, learn these 5. Command space to open Spotlight is basically the master key to your entire computer. It finds files, launches apps, gets answers. It's amazing. And Command Tab for switching between your apps will completely change how you work. Getting your hands off the mouse and onto the keyboard is how you really start to fly.
Welcome to level 3. So we've mastered the built-in stuff, but now it's time to expand our toolkit. This level is all about a few key third-party apps that solve some really common frustrations and add powers you probably didn't even know you were missing.
We've all been there. You need to open an app or find a specific document. So you start clicking through Finder or hunting for that tiny icon on your dock. It's slow, it's inefficient, and there is a much, much better way.
The power user solution is something called an app launcher. Think of it like Spotlight, but on steroids. With one keyboard shortcut, you bring up this little command bar, and that bar becomes the new command center for your entire Mac, letting you do dozens of things without ever touching your mouse.
But here's where it gets really cool. These tools go way beyond just launching apps. They can manage your clipboard history, so imagine never losing something you copied 20 minutes ago. Or you can create text snippets, so you type EML and it instantly expands into your full email address. It's all about removing those tiny little bits of friction that honestly add up to hours of saved time.
And here we are, the final level, the terminal.
I know. For a lot of people, this black box with a blinking cursor is super intimidating, but I want you to reframe that. The terminal isn't scary. It's the place where you have the most direct, the most powerful, and the most unfiltered control over your Mac.
So, you ready to take a little peek under the hood? Let's see just how efficient this can be.
Let's start with a really simple task, creating a new folder. With the mouse, you open Finder, you navigate to where you want to go, you right-click, you click New Folder, you type the name, you hit Enter. That's what? 4 or 5 steps? In the terminal, once you're in the right place, it's one simple command, mkdir, and the folder's name. That's it. That right there is the whole philosophy of the command line. Maximum power, minimum clicks.
And you don't need to memorize hundreds of commands to get value out of this. Here are 2 that are super useful and totally safe. Is your Finder frozen or just acting weird? Type kill all Finder. Boom! It instantly restarts. And we just saw mkdir, the absolute fastest way to create a folder anywhere you want. Just these 2 commands can save you from so much frustration.
And as Tech Republic puts it, this really is the first step. You don't have to live in the terminal all day. But just understanding its potential and knowing a few key commands, well, that's a defining trait of a true power user. It just gives you this whole other layer of control.
So there you have it, 4 levels to take you from a standard user to a true power user. We've seen that it all starts with a mindset of curiosity and efficiency. You've got some quick wins in your system settings, you know how to master your workspace, you know about the power of third-party apps, and you've taken your first steps into the terminal. Your journey has officially begun. The only question left is, what are you gonna optimize first?